Should we begin with a warning from the bomb, like a boom warning, like a thunder storm warning, like a thundercloud warning perhaps? Boom! On Thundercloud. Welcome to Chillin Tuesday here at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. Tonight, I've got a special show for you. It's a growing human show. Well, that's what I'm going to say, anyway. Well, you know who I am. Thundercloud. My mum calls me James. Washing away the garbage, leaving rainbows after rains. Hey, let's have some fun and poetic games. Tonight, I've got a selection of Australian young people's poetry for you throughout the ages. And I'm going to start with some poems from my favourite book as a child, More Australian Poetry for Fun. This was published in 1974 by Paul Hamlyn. 75, sorry. The first one I've got here, Wombats by Pixie Harris. Every clever wombat knows how to dig potatoes with his nose and toes. Sniffle, snuffle, snaffle, in the earth he goes, digging up potatoes with his toes and nose. Wombats by Pixie Harris. Here's another. Arabella Spider by Evelyn Dare. Arabella was a spider climbing up the wall. Arabella said, I'm clever, I won't ever fall. Arabella was quite clever. She walked up the wall, then she went across the ceiling and she didn't fall. The Pet Shop Man by James Scasebrook. The Pet Shop Man has lots of cats and fish and rats and even bats, grubs and worms and crawling thingos. But why, oh why, is he no dingoes? Who knows? Right. Here's another one by Pixie Harris. Crocodile, 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 where's your hat? You just cannot float down the river like that. Your nose is too long and your forehead's too flat. Crocodile, crocodile, where is your hat? He might get sunburn, or he might get a lot of vitamin D. Next one. Oh, this is one of mine because, well, you know, in the summertime, we get lots of flies. And this is Flies by Irene Goff. Flies, flies, they take you by surprise. They get in your mouth and they get in your eyes. Ah, flies, flies, 100 tries to swim in the soup and dance on the pies. I spray them and shout at them. You'd think that they would know. They haven't any welcome and I wish that they would go. This is Two Little Dogs, pardon me, by Anonymous. Or we don't know who wrote it, that means. Two little dogs went out for a walk and it was windy weather. So, for fear the wind should blow them away, they tied their tails together. They tied their tails with a yard of tape. The wind blew and blew and sharp and keen as a carving knife and cut the tape in two. And away like kites in the air, those two little dogs flew about till one little dog was blown away and the other turned inside out. Oh, I know, it's unbelievable. Absolutely. But it's a pain. All right, the next one I've got for you here is the last one by Joan Mellings. Bush Talk. Up in the air, I hear whispered words. Trees are all talking to visiting birds. And all round my head I can hear other things, like somebody speaking with swift, buzzing wings. Down near my feet, I hear a small sound, like somebody saying, "We are here on the ground." Beetles and lizards and ants are down there, running around in the grass everywhere. When you're in the bush, I'm sure you will hear talk all around you whenever you're near. The birds in the trees, the wind in the grass, and small things that rustle whenever you pass. Joan Mellings, Bush Talk. All right, here's another one. Australian poems to read to the very young. This is a Child and Henry publication. Here we go. A poem by C.J. Dennis. Growing up, little Tommy Tadpole began to weep and wail, for little Tommy Tadpole had lost his little tail. And his mother didn't know him as he wept upon a log, for he wasn't Tommy Tadpole, but Mr. Thomas Frog. And another one by C.J. Dennis, Bird Song. I suspect the kookaburra, for his methods are not thorough, in his highly praised campaign against the snakes and the small birds, one and all, curse him for a cannibal, though he certainly is cheerful when he wakes. The Bird Song by C.J. Dennis. The next one is The Beetle by Mary Gilmore. Humdrum, humdrum, beetle, where are you? I caught a little cold as I walked in the dew, so I flew in a doorway, and I found a little toad peeping through a window in a little shoe. Here's one by C.J. Dennis called Hist. Some lovely, warm Egyptian hibiscus tea here. Soothing my sore throat. Hist by C.J. Dennis. Hist. Hist. The night is very dark, and we've to go a mile or so across the possum park. Step, light, keeping to the right. If we delay and lose our way, we'll be out half the night. The clouds are low and gloomy, oh, it's just began to mist, and we haven't any overcoats, and hist, hist. Who is that spoke? This is not a fitting spot to make a silly joke. Dear me, a mopoke in a tree. It jarred me so, I didn't know whatever it could be. But come along, creep along, soon we shall be missed. They'll get a scare and wonder where we hissed. Shh, soft. I've told you oft and oft, we should not stray so far away without a moon aloft. Ooh, scat. Goodness, what was that? Upon my word, it is quite absurd. It's only just a cat. But come along, haste along. Soon we'll have to rush, or we'll be late and find the gate is hissed. Hush. Cock. Croak. Ooh, I've had a shock. I hope and trust it's only just a frog behind a rock. Shoo, shoo. We've had enough of you, scaring folk for just a joke. It's not the thing to do. But come along, slip along. Isn't it a lark? Just to roam so far from home on hissed. Hark! Look, see, shining through the tree, the window light is glowing bright to welcome you and me. Shout, shout, there's someone round about, and through the door I see some more, and supper all laid out. Now run, run, oh, we've had such splendid fun, and through the park, in the dark, as brave as anyone. Laughed we did, and chaffed we did, and whistled all away. And we're home again, hip hooray. Isn't that a lovely poem? All right, one more from C.J. Dennis. The circus. Hey there, hoopla, the circus is in town. Have you seen the elephant? Have you seen the clown? Have you seen the dappled horse galloping round the ring? Have you seen the acrobats on the dizzy swing? Have you seen the tumbling men tumble up and down? Hoopla, hoopla, the circus is in town. Hey there, hoopla, hear the circus troop. Here's the educated dog jumping through the hoop. See the lady blonde and with the parasol and fan, the lad upon the ladder and the Indian rubber man. See the joyful juggler and the boy who loops the loop. Hey, 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 here's the circus troupe. Wasn't that fun? All right. So that was Australian poems to read to the very young, or old, or anyone. Just read and listen to poetry for fun, because poetry is for everyone. Daughter, son, mum, dad, grandmum. Yeah, even the dead ones that I'm reading out, they're dead poets, some of these. All right. We've now got an Angus and Robertson book of songs and poems, Mulga and Friends. I've only selected 3 out here. Pardon me. First one's The Drover's Dream. What's a drover? Do you know? A drover? Well, he was a man who used to ride a horse with a big mob of cattle and some whips and dog and some dogs and drove that cattle driver because they didn't have big trucks to put the cattle and the cows. And he'd camp out. Anyway, at the end of the day, he would roll out his swag and he would lie down in his swag and have a sleep, all tuckered out with a cup of tea. Probably a cup of tea from a billy, just like this one here, boiled on a fire. And then fall asleep. One night, when, excuse me, I've got a bit of tea in my mouth. One night, when travelling sheep, my companions lay asleep. There was not a star to illuminate the sky. I was dreaming, I suppose, for my eyes were partly closed, when a very strange procession passed me by. First, there came a kangaroo with his swag of blankets blue. A dingo ran beside him as his mate. They were travelling mighty fast, but they shouted as they passed, "We'll have to jog along, it's getting late." The pelican and the crane, they came in from the plain to amuse the company with a highland fling. The dear old bandicoot played upon his flute, and the native bears sat round them in a ring. The drongo and the crow sang us songs of long ago. The frill-necked lizard listened with a smile, and the emu standing near, with his claw up to his ear, said, "Funniest thing I've heard for quite a while." The frogs from out the swamp, where the atmosphere is damp, came bounding in and sat upon the stones. They each unrolled their swags and produced from little bags the violin, the banjo, and the bones. The goanna and the snake, and the adder, wide awake, with an alligator danced the soldier's joy. In the spreading silky oak the jackass cracked a joke, and the magpie sang the wild colonial boy. Some brogans darted out from the tea tree all about, and performed a set of lances very well. Then the parrot, green and blue, gave the orchestra its cue to strike up the old log cabin in the dell. I was dreaming, I suppose, of those entertaining shows, but it never crossed my mind I was asleep, till the boss beneath the cart woke me up with such a start, yelling, "Dreamy, where the bloomin' hell are all the sheep?" Yep, I was asleep. Well, next one. So, back in the day when the invasion of Australia happened and there were wars between the settlers and the Aboriginal tribes, many people were killed on both sides. This is called The Last of His Tribe by Henry Kendall. And there's a few words in here you need to know, and I think that it's lubra, and a lubra is a name for a female Aboriginal person back in the day when this poem was written. He crouches and buries his face on his knees and hides in the dark of his hair, for he cannot look up to the storm-smitten trees or think of the loneliness there, of the loss and the loneliness there. The wallaroos grope through the tufts of grass and turn to their covers for fear. But he sits in the ashes and lets them pass, where the boomerangs sleep with the spear, with the nulla, the sling and the spear. Alula, beholding the thunder that breaks on the tops of the rocks with the rain, and the wind which drives up with the salt of the lakes, have made him a hunter again, a hunter and fisher again. For his eyes have been full with a smouldering thought, but he dreams of the hunts of yore, and of foes that he sought, and of fights that he fought, with those who will battle no more, who will go to the battle no more. It is well that the water which tumbles and fills goes moaning and moaning along, for an echo rolls out from the sides of the hills, and he starts at a wonderful song, at the sounds of a wonderful song. And he sees through the rents of the scattering fogs the corroboree, warlike and grim, and the lubra who sat by the fire on the logs to watch like a mourner for him, like a mother and mourner for him. Will he go in his sleep from these desolate lands, like a chief to the rest of his race, with a honey-voiced woman who beckons and stands, and gleams like a dream in his face, like a marvellous dream in his face? The next one I've got for you is a Henry Lawson poem, Andy's Gone with Cattle. Our Andy's gone with cattle now. Our hearts are out of order. With drought, he's gone to battle now across the Queensland border. He left us in dejection now. Our thoughts with him are roving. It's dull on this election now, since Andy went a droving. Now, who shall wear the cheerful face in times when things are slackest? And who shall whistle round the place when fortune frowns her blackest? Oh, who shall cheek the squatter now when he comes round us snarling? His tongue is growing hotter now since Andy crossed the Darling. Oh, may the showers in torrents fall and all the tanks run over, and may the grass grow green and tall in pathways of the drover. And may good angels send the rain on desert stretches sandy, and when the summer comes again, God grant 'twill bring us Andy. Yeah. All right, well, I hope Andy got home. All right. Now, I've got a few First Nation poems, Aboriginal poems here, from one of our most famous, some of our most famous poets. This is 100 Australian poems for children. The first one I've got for you is The Bunyip by Udjuru of the tribe Noonuc or Kathwalker. You keep quiet now, little fellow. You want big bunyip get you? You look out, no good this place. You see that water hole over there? He Guyra, silent pool. Suppose that you go close up one time. Big fella, woo, he wait there. Big fella bunyip sit down there. In silent pool, many bones down there. He come up when it's dark. He belong in the big dark, that one. Don't go away from campfire, you. Better you curl up in the gunya. Go to sleep now, little fella. Tonight, he hungry. Hear him roar. He frighten us, the terrible woo. He the secret thing. He fear. He's something we don't know. Go to sleep now, little fella. Curl up with the yellow dingo. This one here is from Kakadu, Bill Nietzsche. This earth I never damage, I look after. Fire is nothing, just clean up. When you burn, new grass coming up. That mean good animals soon. Might be goose, long-necked turtle, goanna, possum. Burn him off. New grass coming up, new life all over. This one's another one by Udjuru of the Noonuc tribe, Kathwalker. Voila, the hunter. In the hard famine time, in the long drought, voila, the hunter on walkabout. Lubra and children following slow, all proper hungry long time now. No more kangaroo out on the plain, gone to other country where there was rain. Couldn't find emu, couldn't find seed, and all the children all time cry for feed. They saw great eagle come through the sky, to his big stick gunya in a gum nearby. Fine young wallaby carried in his feet, he bring tucker for his kids to eat. Big fella eagles circled slow, little fella eagles fed below. Gwah, said Walla, the hunter he, best fella hunter, better than me. He dropped his boomerang, now I climb, all share tucker in hungry time. We got yunks too, we got need. You make fire, we all have feed. Then up went Guyra like a native cat, and all those black fellas climb like that. And when he look over big nest rim, those young ones all sing out to him. They flapped and spat, they snapped and clawed them plenty, while within my word they shrilled a tucker thief big and brown. But Guyra took wallaby and then climbed down. And one more here in this book by Kevin Gilbert, Cicada. I'm a cicada. I can sing, same old thing, same old thing. I'm a cicada. I can sing, the same old thing all day. heard those cicadas in the bush? Oh, they're really noisy when they get loud, aren't they? Oh, what's this that I've found? Hello. It's Julie's. This is Julie's giraffe. He's not just any giraffe. He's a special giraffe. You see, Julie's giraffe was often found trying to lift himself up off the ground because Julie's giraffe had a dream of flying. He never gave up hope or gave up trying. Julie's giraffe wanted to fly, so he plotted, planned, calculated and applied, but no matter how much he flapped his legs around, Julie's giraffe never got off the ground. Well, Julie's giraffe decided to see if he'd fly like a bird if he jumped from a tree. No, Julie's giraffe wasn't a goat. His chance of climbing a tree was quite remote. The baboon yelled out, "Julius, giraffes can't fly. No matter how much you try and try. Julius, giraffe, you've got a long tongue, a very long neck, long legs you can run across the savannah in the wide plain. A giraffe isn't meant to fly. I'm just saying, a giraffe isn't a bird, it isn't a fish. Nor is the bacteria in a lab petri dish. Julius giraffe, you're tall and grand. You can see far and wide across this here land. Your skinny giraffe legs aren't built to fly. Give up on your dream before you die trying." Julius giraffe wasn't looking out. Didn't see the poachers lurking about. Next thing he knew, Julius woke up in the cage on the back of a poacher's truck. He cried for his family and the baboon and the rain on the plain during the monsoon. He was stolen from Africa, taken away, put in an aeroplane, and he flew that day. The moral of the story, get this, be very discerning for what you wish. The plane suffered engine failure, went into a dive. The pilot bailed out while he wanted to stay alive. What's going to happen? Julius giraffe was in luck and found the last parachute. Well, he wingsuited down. He flew through the air and he glided with birds. He did a loop, and his voice was heard yelling, "I'm a flying giraffe! I'm in the sky! Fantastic! Amazing! I'm a giraffe who can fly!" Well, he landed beside the baboon and the tree. I didn't give up hope on my dream. I flew free. It was unexpected. I didn't have to try. I never gave up hope. And I got to fly because I never gave up on my hopes or my dreams. They came true in the most unexpected way, it seems. I'm a flying giraffe. I didn't die. My dreams all came true. And I flew in the sky, said Julius, the flying giraffe. Well, and if you like that poem, you can buy that poem. It's available in my book, Djanbung's Peaceful Protest in Nimbin, which you can find online at amazon.com.au if you do a search for Thundercloud, or you can come here and buy it from me at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame in Guyra, which you should come to because it's a fantastic place. We've got an Australian poetry library here with a whole range of Australian poetry books, growing at about 2 books a day for the last 3 years. And out there, we've got a big a poets portrait gallery as well, and information about all the famous Australian poets. And in November, the 18th and 19th, or from the 12th to the 19th of November, we've got the Poets on the Mountain Festival here in Guyra, which starts with the poetry walkabout hosted by the New England Writers Centre on the 12th of November, and finishes and culminates with the New South Wales Bush Poetry Championship, also and supported by the Australian Bush Poets Association, and that is on the 18th and 19th of November 2023 here on the big stage at Guyra in the big hall at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. Well, if you'd like tonight's poetry for children, or young people, or growing humans as I like to call them, then give this a thumbs up and a like right now. Do it now. Thank you very much. Do it. No, I'll read you one more poem if you do it. Okay, thank you. One more poem. Okay. This is another CJ Dennis one called Tea Talk, because I'm having a cup of tea. This is my delicious Egyptian red hibiscus tea. Yummer. Tea Talk. Excuse me if I sit on you, the cup said to the saucer. I fear I've been here all afternoon. Spare excuses, said the saucer. You have to sit on me before, you have sat on me before, sir. Oh, I'll stir him up directly, said the spoon. Stop your clatter, tried the bread and butter plate. Tittle-tattle sneered the teapot with a shrug. Now the most important question is my chronic indigestion. You've taken too much tannin, jeered the jug. Hey, 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 sang the silver-plated tray. It's time you had your faces washed. I've come to clear away. Tea Talk by CJ Dennis. All right, well, that's it for Chillin Tuesday tonight. Yes, that's all. And the Chillin Tuesday Children's Special. I'm Thundercloud here at the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame, washing away the garbage, leaving rainbows after rains, and if you want to leave a comment too, that mark will really help our metrics, and lots of love. And I will see you tomorrow night for Wednesday Words here from the Australian Poetry Hall of Fame. Boom warning. Boom! Boom! Boom, 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 boom. Rumble, rumble, rumble. That's a thundercloud noise, you know. Boom. See you later. Boom. Boom.